Innocent until proven guilty.
This has been construed to mean many different things over the years. If what you are accused of is very heinous in nature and they have a lot of evidence to support it, they can post bail. So
We think that
it's a very big crime that you're committed of. We got a lot of evidence, so we're going to make you pay a $250,000 bail, right? In other words, you got to pay this, and if you don't show up to court, we keep the money. And then we go after your right? And that's where bounty hunters and stuff came from. And so the idea is that people would be forced to come back because they would owe money. And most people didn't have that kind of money. They would have to put 10% down. And that's how you went to a bail bondsman, right? So then along came this thing called cashless bail.
And so basically what it was, hey, this is unfair because what if somebody is poor and gets arrested? If they are required to pay $10,000 bail,
they may not have the money, so then they've got to sit in jail. And so what they had was this thing called a cashless bail. So they basically said, we're going to put it at a bail, but we're going to put it like, we're going to defer it or, whatever, and let people go on their own recognizance. Part of the reason is to empty jails because they were getting overcrowded. And if people weren't accused of something very serious or they weren't a multiple offender, then it was a way of letting okay, just come back. If you don't, we'll still go after you, but we don't want to fill up the jail with somebody. You might be here for 90 days and then there's a bunch of people that are low-level criminals. The argument against that was there have been people that have been released who have reoffended. There was a big uproar that said a lot of these people,
let's say there's 50 people released on cashless bail and 2 of them reoffended. The argument was,
see, because of this, these people were able to reoffend. They should have been in jail. Not, 48 other people were able to not be stuck in jail and came back to court, right? So there's always that argument. However, there's a big fight against it because, like I said, people have reoffended. So it's like, all right, keep everybody in jail to stop those 2 people as opposed to letting people out and allowing 2 people to reoffend.